Guys, good morning. I'm coming to you from Southlands, Vancouver, and our new listing on Olympic Street. Just had a third showing, so fingers crossed we get this done this week. Now, today I'm discussing a very important topic, everything you need to know about selling your Vancouver condo. Now, with this, I'm going to touch on a few different points here, mainly the fundamental pillars that we look at for prerequisite details to sell with. And as the market has come kind of catastrophically up over the last few years and now started to lose some steam, we'll say, as of late, the last 6 to 12 months, mainly depending on which segment of the market. There's very kind of pivotal roles each pillar that I'm about to go through will take in the buying process, in the sense of, is this really something you want to be doing now? Are you really in a position to do that now? Is it worth doing now? And what you need to be specifically looking into to make this as clear a decision for you as possible. Now, I am trying to do this in under 5 minutes, so bear with me. Is now the right time to sell? There's two sides to this, you personally and the market. Most importantly is you. Why are you selling? You understand that it's an expensive, it's a time-consuming and can be a very stressful process. So with all those realities coming, you really want to make sure you're selling for the right reason, of course. Fundamentally, is your family growing? Do you need more space? Do you need less space? Do you want to change neighborhoods? Are you getting moved for work? So really coming down to the why first, because that's going to be the kind of red carpet rolled out for all the other things that are to come. So your why needs to be very strong, and to keep things basically as streamlined as possible from there. The market, the side of it, you need to be working with an expert agent who fundamentally focuses on the market you're selling out of and then the market you're buying into. That doesn't necessarily need to be the same agent. If you're comfortable enough with that, great. If your trust level is up there enough with that, great. But it doesn't have to be the same agent, of course. You can pick a specialist if you're selling out of the west side of Vancouver and you want to move to the north side of Coquitlam. Those are probably two different agents that you're going to want to go with, unless it's not. But be very specific about that, because the market conditions are, depending where you're coming from and going to, very well may be different. The velocity of those markets may be different, and you need to be acutely informed of, when you sell out of one, what your expectations can be on the other. If you sell and buy in the same market, meaning consecutively, your money's worth the same. If you sell and then wait 30, 60, 120 days, your money may be worth more. Let's say the value of the properties are going down. So are you in a position as well emotionally to try and make that decision? Pick the top of the market, we'll say, and say, I'm going to wait 3 to 6 months because I believe that the market's going to be cheaper then. And in the meantime, obviously, you're out of the market and not susceptible to the change. So these are the things, the main first things that you need to discuss with your local specialist that you go with. Selling a condo versus selling a house, a little bit different, a lot different actually. When you're selling a house, you're selling your lot and your house and your garage and everything that is just 100% yours on the property. So it's pretty straightforward. When you're selling a condo, you're selling your square footage as a piece of a much larger parcel, which you have a percentage of responsibility over. So it's not just you're making your place look perfect and this is all that we're going to need to do to sell this place. You need to understand that people are, yes, buying your square footage because that's what they're going to be living in, but a larger part of that is, how's the building performing? Is it a good building? Is it a bad building? Is it a positively proactive building? Is it a building with a lot of landlords and there's not a lot of money spent on upkeep? These are things you need to take into consideration when you're selling and when you're pricing as well, because not every 600 square foot bedroom, 1-bedroom unit is the same. Not every 2,000 square foot 3-bedroom unit is the same. They are very independently priced based on, yes, their size and how they're physically finished and detailed, but additionally, and more importantly, especially when you get into larger units and larger unit entitlement, which we can chat about if you're not familiar with it at any time, it's a much different equation building to building, and what the building is, what you as an owner in that building are going to be responsible for. So a little bit about that, what your realtor will be doing to sell your condo. A proactive realtor, in my opinion, will be telling you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear when it comes to pricing and where the market is for your unit. We've seen an uphill pricing curve over the last many years, and that has changed blatantly, fundamentally. That has changed. So you need an agent that's going to come in there and tell you exactly that. This has changed. The market isn't, okay, we're going to try and reach the next highest price per square foot record in the building. That game is now over for the most part in the majority of segments of the market. Now it's a matter of what price do we need to be at to fundamentally attract offers. So almost the exact opposite game as sellers were used to for so many years. So you need an agent that's going to come in and tell you exactly that, specifically to your building and your segment of the market and the neighborhood and the unit type, and what you need to hear as opposed to what you may want to hear. Additionally to that, and I just noticed we're well over 5 minutes already, getting all the strata documents up front, so they're arming themselves with all the answers they possibly can have up front to field any questions from potential buyers. You want an agent that's going to proactively learn, or a team that's going to proactively learn about the building. Yes, your 1,182 square feet is the focal point of this, but again, tying into people aren't just buying the unit, they're buying a percentage of the entire building. You want your agent or your representative to be as educated on that entire parcel as possible so they can field questions. And buyers these days are a lot more educated, so there's going to be a lot more in-depth questions we're finding as the years have gone on. Really, that isn't as of late. That's kind of just in our last kind of decade of experience. Just every year, people seem to be coming with all the information out there more and more and more educated on the whole thing. So your agent needs to be more educated, and if not, more resourceful, so they can get those answers as quickly as possible for any potential buyers or the agents of those buyers. How to pick the right realtor to sell your Vancouver condo. Again, we've touched on this before. You really need a specialist that's working in your neighborhood. You really need someone that knows what you have. A house specialist in East Vancouver is not probably the best agent to sell a Yaletown one-bedroom condo if all they sell is houses in East Vancouver. But if you trust that person, you may still choose to go with them. But off the cuff, if you're interviewing more than one agent, which we always recommend you do, we recommend, yes, choosing someone you trust that will then need to prove themselves that they're the best person to sell what you have. But additionally, interview area and building specialists so you can really get a well-rounded look at what those specialists are focusing on and why. If you can build rapport with them additionally, if he or she is giving you the right answers that you need to hear by way of what their pricing strategy is, what their marketing strategy is, very importantly as well, because you're going to have to pick between these people and there needs to be a real reason why. Yes, they're all agents. Yes, they all probably charge ballpark the same thing, but what they're actually going to follow through and do a lot of the time is very apples to oranges, agent to agent. That's it. I'm going to cut it there. We'll keep it under 9 minutes. We'll say 604-771-4606. If you have any other questions on this, contact direct, j@McInnesMarketing.com. Thank you for your attention again, and I look forward to hearing from you to field any questions you may have about selling your Vancouver condo.